Hey guys, Heart Flamingo here, and welcome to my 2020 intro guide to Guild Wars 2. In this video I'm going to be looking at the user interface. What I mean by that is everything you can see on your screen in terms of your map, your bars, your menus and everything like that. And I'll be going into the menus and sub-menus that you're able to access and customize your game experience. It may seem like a trivial, straightforward thing, but to be honest it's very important that you understand how to navigate around the inner workings of the game so you can properly customize your character, your skills, guild options and access things like PvP, World v World. So what I'll do is I'll start by just looking at what's on your screen right now. So across the bottom you've obviously got your skill bar, health bar, information here about buffs that are currently on you. So if you currently got bonuses that are affecting your character, and your mounts down here as well. If you've only just started playing, a lot of this might not be relevant to you. You may not have all of your skill bars and everything like that yet, but that's absolutely fine. I just want you to understand exactly what's going on down here. Along the bottom you have your level bar. On the left it will tell you what level you currently are. On the right, what level you're going to be next. Obviously I'm level 80, so it's showing me my mastery rank, but we're not going to go into details on that right now. Down here you've got your mini-map, which you can resize to fit the how you want your character to be. You've got to zoom in and out there. You can go to your story quest, you can deal with the rotation, and you can press here to open your world map. As it says there, world map, and then it has
refreshing.
M in brackets. So that's basically showing you the shortcut button that you can use to access it. Shortcut buttons are pretty important. They're a good way of accessing all of the menus. So as I'm going through, I'll tell you the shortcut buttons to open things. So if I press M to open and close my map, I can use the scroll button to zoom in, out, and then I can click to drag around to see different parts of the map. On the right hand side I've got daily quests, I've got events that are currently going on at the moment. As it's Halloween soon, they've got Shadow of the Mad King, and in the top right details of my personal story, my active mission and where I need to go for that. Normally when I click into these it will link me to a particular menu, so if I click into here it will link me to my story journal. I'll go into that in a bit more detail in a bit. Up in the top left here you've got all of your menu options. Like I said, most of these can be accessed via particular hotkeys, which I'll show you as you go along, but just for the purposes of this video I'll show you up here how to access it. So the first one is just the game menu, which you can access on your keyboard by pressing the escape button. A few options here, just return to game. Options, obviously you can go in, change options about your game, graphics, sound, control options, so keybinds and all that. So that's quite important to do. It's probably one of the first things you want to do when you start up the game. It's just to customize it so the look and feel is exactly how you want it and that your game is running on optimal settings. A couple of things on there, details about editing your account, accessing support, logging out and exiting completely. So up here the first option there is contacts and LFG, which is looking for group. It also says there that to do it you can press Y. So social options, press Y and that'll bring that up. So the first sub menu here is friends. So if you meet someone on here or you have friends who play it and you want to keep in contact with them, you can just type their name in here, click add to add them as a friend, and they'll be in your list. You'll be able to see when they're online, and you'll be able to whisper them, which is basically a direct message, send them mail, block, remove, report, all that normal stuff. The other option here is looking for group. This is quite an important one, maybe not initially when you first start the game, but definitely later on when you want to do dungeons, raids, particular events that are going on. But you can use it at any level to access content with other people. At the end of the day it is a massively multiplayer online game, so playing with other people is kind of the point. As you see, if I click into something here, it will tell me here whether there is a group to join, and you just click join and it lets you straight in. So you can advertise your groups on here if you want someone to join you. Got the followers option, which is people who follow you, and blocked for the people that you don't want to hear from. The next one along the top here is hero. This is by far the most important one, as a lot of the things you'll be doing and things you want to customize will be stored in the hero menu. So as it shows there, you can press H to open this menu. So going to the top here, your first option on the hero menu is equipment. Inside that there's, as you can see, a bunch of other options. I'm not going to go into too much detail about everything. Particular features I'll do in separate videos, but in this one I'll just go into each option quickly to show you what it is. Equipment is just showing you all of your weapons and armour that you've got equipped, as you can see there, and also some of your attributes that you've got. I click that to go back. I can then go to wardrobe. Wardrobe is where you can customise the look of all of your armour. So you could take each individual piece, click on it, and it will show you all of the armour skins that you've unlocked for that particular piece. As you can see, I can change these for a different look and feel to your character. There can be a cost and transportation charges, but I won't go to that in too much detail now. You can see that in one of my future videos. Okay, so if you want to reset, just do that there and you go back to how you were. So going back, next option is dyes. Dyes are quite a big part of this game, and I will do a whole separate video as part of this intro guide on the dye system, as it's quite a lot to it and quite complex. But the basic premise is all of your equipment's got dyes, and you can change that to see exactly how you want it to look. And there's, as you can see, loads to choose from. And I haven't unlocked that many of them, to be fair, so there's plenty more colours. So you can change just like that how you want to do it. There's no cost, you just have to have the particular dye unlocked to do that. So if I reset that back to how it was. So if I go back, the next option is outfits. Outfits are options that you generally purchase off the gem store, which I'll show you in a minute, and they go over the top of your armour and replace your look. And basically you can also customise the dyes, but yeah, so they're normally pretty cool looks that you can do, which doesn't matter what type of armour you're wearing, you can always use it. So they're pretty cool. You can toggle that on and off there. Next one is miniatures. So these are exactly what I say, little miniatures that follow you around. They have no use in combat or anything like that. It's clearly for the look, but it's quite cool having a little follower following you around, and you can change it whenever you want from all the ones you've unlocked. You can unlock new ones through different things in the game, different vendors, as well as on the gem store as well. I've got quite a few here, so you see if I click there, I swap between them, and that's reflected down here next to me, and I can highlight them, and they're right there. So the next thing is finishers. This is generally used in PvP and a little bit in some PvE settings, and it's when you finish off a foe, generally in PvP. It's a different finisher, so it's like the emote that happens when you do it. So there's a few different ones, as you can see. And I'm not massive on PvP at the moment, so as you can see there's loads still that I haven't unlocked, and you can unlock that generally through getting further in PvP. I'll go back. Next one is mail carriers. So as you receive mail, it will come to you with these different carriers. So this is not something I've seen on any other game, so it's quite interesting. So have a little Hound of Balthazar drop me off my mail, come out of the sky there. So there's quite a few little options there. So it's just small little things like that. Glider skins. If you just started the game, you won't have access to the glider. It's part of the Heart of Thorns expansion pack. So don't worry too much, but effectively there's different skins you can have to change the look and feel of your glider. Just more customization options, which is never a bad thing. So mounts, this is the aesthetic look of your mount, so you can look at your different types of mount and you can have all these different skins. You see I don't have any at the moment, but there's plenty of options to choose from going forwards. You can unlock them through the gem store, or I believe certain vendors around the world as well be able to sell them. And novelties. This is a relatively new feature I believe, and I don't actually have any at the moment unlocked. Oh look, I do actually have some. So if you, there's particular ones: chairs, musical instruments, held items, toys, permanent tonics. So there are a couple there that I have, but that's just another little customization thing there. So moving further into the hero menu, onto the next sub menu, which is build. I'm not going to go into details on the skill and attribute system in this game yet. I'll do that in a separate video. But effectively you can go through the weapon skills, slot skills, traits, and build storage. The training tab is for spending your hero points, which you gain throughout the world and by leveling, and use it to unlock new skills and new traits that you can use to further customize your character and make them more powerful. The story journal is literally a journal of where you are with each storyline. You have your personal story, all of the Living World series and the expansion packs to see where you're at with all of those. You can replay past missions by clicking into them and replay this chapter, perhaps if you want to unlock a particular achievement, and you can see where you're at and you can see the future ones that you've still got to play. This is on a character basis, so each character will have a different story journal, so there may be further than others. The next one is crafting. I'm not going to go into detail on the system. As I said, I will do that separately, but here you can see the different crafting professions that you have and what you need to create particular recipes. So the achievements menu, this is of course where you can track your progress in the game, all of the achievements. There's thousands of different achievements, so you can spend quite a while going through here seeing all the ones that you want to aim to get. And you can track particular achievements if that's what you if there's particular ones that you want to look at, and you can have a look at what sort of rewards you can expect to receive from those achievements. You can also change your title here, which players will see when they click on you, so you'll be able to see players' titles as seen here, just underneath their names. You can see Killer Queen, Legendary Champion. So the last option in the hero menu, masteries. Masteries aren't unlocked till level 80, and it's basically a further progression system after you've reached level 80, so that it basically doesn't stop there and you can continue to make your characters more powerful. And they're all account wide, so any masteries you have on one character will be on other characters as well. You won't be able to level them up until you're level 80, but you'll still be able to have an effect on your play. So that's everything on the hero menu. So if I come out of there and I move on to the next one, which is the inventory, which, as you can see, if you press I to open that, which quite often in other games is B for bag, but in this it's I for inventory, so you might want to get used to that. So all of your items that you have on you, other than the ones you have equipped, will be in your inventory. So anything you loot off fallen enemies or chests or anything like that, they'll all be stored here. You've got all your different bags here. They all go into one big bag, which makes it easier to see. I think you can change those settings here. Go, show bags, shared bag. You can change the size of this, like a lot of the bits here you can customize where it is. If you just hold your left click down on there, you can move that around. I like it over here out of the way, but you might want it more in the middle of the screen, but it's completely up to you. So the wallet here, if I click into that, so I have to move that a bit, it shows all of the currencies that you have in the game and how many you have of those currencies. As you can see, there's lots of different currencies. It's not just your gold, which is down here. There's plenty more to choose from. And click into that in more detail, and it can show you where to get those. Okay, so next at the top here you've got the mail tab. Don't believe there's a shortcut button for that, but if you just click up on your mail there, any mail you've received from other players or to do with missions or anything like that will appear here, and this will be the reading pane here. Some can have items attached which you can take, and then there'll be an option to delete when you're finished with it. Option here obviously to compose a new email. You can send items and gold to another player if you type their name in there with a subject and a note. And there you can choose your mail carrier as well. Okay, so the next one is the guild menu. So this is showing you the guild that you're currently in, which you could be in multiple, but I'll go into the guild system in a bit more detail in a different video. But it tells you everything here. You've got the main overview there, and then the guild that you've clicked on. You've got the roster, missions, teams, storage, history, and ranks. So you can get a lot more detail on that. I'm not going to go into anything here, but I'll do a separate thing about the guild system. It's quite complex. Okay, so the next option is World versus World. This is if you don't already know, a type of open world PvP, which is one of the main things in Guild Wars 2. It's a very popular feature. It just shows you here how the worlds are getting on. My world seems to be doing very badly. You can enter here, so you can drop straight into World PvP there, or you can go to the other matches here. So that's just the Mist War match overview. Gives you a little bit more detail about how it's going on, as well as your rewards in there that you'll earn from your time in World v World. Reward tracks that you're working towards, so the more you spend in there, time you spend in there, and things you achieve, you'll work towards new rewards. And then ranks and abilities, which is specifically earned through World v World. So everything here specifically relates to World versus World. There's quite a few different things there to look at. Okay, the next thing along there is the PvP, which is the structured PvP with smaller teams, sort of arena matches. And click here to go straight to the PvP lobby, which is like a waiting room where you can use vendors and stuff like that, customize your PvP character. You can go straight into an arena game here, unranked and ranked arena. Gives you some details here about your how you've done in the past on particular arena matches, and then a little bit more details about the current league tables, tournaments that you can join, reward tracks specifically for structured PvP, Miss Champions, and a game browser if you're looking for a specific type of game, which you can filter. Like I said, not going to go into any detail on that, as it's this whole other subject. So the last one along the top here is the Black Lion Trading Company, which you can open by pressing O on your keyboard. So this will open onto the gem store. The gem store is a place where you can purchase a lot of new things. So for example, new outfits for your characters, new character slots, bag slots, stuff upgrades for your account basically. Gems as a currency is primarily purchased through real world cash, so that's how you can use your money to invest in the game. It's not a pay to win. There's nothing in there that you need. There's some utility bits that are useful, like gathering tools which last forever and don't run out, but to be honest, it's mainly aesthetic things like outfits and miniatures and mount skins that people use just to get, you know, look a bit cooler and stuff like that. So there's nothing you need to do here, but it's just something you might want to have a little look at. Currency exchange. So this is where you can actually convert your in-game gold into gems. So you don't actually have to purchase gems with it real world cash, but it's normally preferred because it's pretty steep. If you wanted 800 gems, which is about £8 in real life, you'd need 284 gold at the moment anyway. It does vary, which is quite a lot, but if you've got a lot of money on here, then that could potentially be an option for you. The last option here is the trading post. This is effectively the auction house of Guild Wars 2. There's lots of options here. Home, where you can see recently viewed, latest trades, buy items, which you can filter here and look at items purchased. Sell, where you can sell items at your inventory and set the price. And transactions, where you can look at your transaction history. I'll do something separate specifically on the auction house because it's quite a in-depth thing, but it's just the basics. Right, so that's pretty much everything in terms of the menus. We just check if there's anything else. You can invite other players to your party here, so they can play with you, you can see where they are, and it'll be easier to get to each other and do some missions together. Also, I don't think I mentioned, obviously you've got the chat window down here, pretty straightforward. So chat's going on, you've got guild chat, you've got map chat, so everything that's going on there. If you click on this button here, you'll get a few options here, where you can change some of the settings on that, profanity filters and whatnot. And switch between different types of chat here. You might want to turn off different types, you don't want to hear from the guild for now, or whispers or anything like that, so you can always edit that there. So I think that's pretty much everything on the user interface. If you have any other questions regarding anything like this, feel free to leave a comment on the video. I will be doing further videos in this 2020 intro guide to give you more details on some of the basics of the game for people who are new to the game or people who have returned from a long absence. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Feel free to like the video, and if you want a bit more access to the content, then hit subscribe and you'll be kept up to date on all of my latest videos. Thank you very much. See you later.